welcome back.
Oh, hey.
Eric's here today,
Hi.
and we are at the USF Botanical Gardens today in Tampa, Florida. And as you can see a little bit behind me, they were not immune to the cold temperatures that we have had recently here either. I made a video yesterday about this, and look, it's so sad. It's so sad. I hope a lot of these plants will come back. One thing I forgot to mention in my video yesterday, if you have plants that look like this, you can do a scratch test. I'm not going to do it to their plants. These aren't my plants, but you can scratch the like stems, and if there's green in there, then you can leave them and they should come back. That's signs of life. So anyway, today we are here for a different reason, not to look at their dead plants. Why are we here?
Look at alive plants,
That's true. We are here to look
but
at
plants that kill.
yes. Today we are here to look at plants that kill. I think it's last year or the year before we came to a poisonous plant tour here, and it was very informative. And they have a lot of different poisonous plants here, but the number one.
Didn't they? Sorry to interrupt. Didn't they let people eat stuff and they started puking?
Yeah,
Got sick.
that was weird. They gave some people some fruits here, and then the people were like getting sick.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't USF or the garden's fault. They told people that might happen. But what kind of fruit was that?
I forget what it was, but I just remember people trying something and their kids were just like losing.
Yeah, I forget what it was. Was it bitter melon or something? I don't know. It wasn't the garden's fault. They told people that it was like that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember what it was. That seems like a fever dream to me right now. So today we're here to look at one of the most poisonous and toxic plants that Florida has to offer. Actually, it's the most poisonous plant that Florida has to offer, the Manchineel tree. And they have one here. They grow usually in the swamps of the Everglades. So they don't typically just grow up here, but USF has one, for
just
science, educational reasons. And I just love that. So we're gonna go and check that out, and I'll let you know. I'll tell you the lore, the story, and the information about the Manchineel tree. So let's go, and we'll see what we can find on the way. Hopefully, no fruits that make us throw up.
I'm not putting anything in my mouth.
It's one of Florida's most resilient plants on the ground here, Tradescantia. It's also called the inch plant, wandering dude, and it had a different name, but that one, it has been changed from that to wandering dude. So you can see it has survived, but it's like very light in color. It's not supposed to be like this washed out looking. It's supposed to be more like, I don't know, dark purpley and glittery looking. So that's what the cold has done to our poor inch plant. A little like meditation garden contemplation area here. That's cute. All right, onward to, I guess this is the shade garden. No shade. But we're in the shade garden. Look at this bamboo. Woo.
No, that's how you say it. Bamboo.
Bamboo. Oh my gosh, look at, people have inscribed the bamboo. That's cool. Bamboo can be like, they probably have a barrier under the ground here because bamboo can be extremely invasive. Yeah. Did you say evasive or invasive?
Yes.
Yeah. But if it's the clumping variety, it tends to stay clumped like this.
Yeah.
Which is probably what this is, but it can still send runners, so they probably do have some kind of like barrier underneath the ground there. Anyway, onward. There's a lake over here. This would be nice to come and have a picnic lunch. Also, we paid, how much did we pay to get into this place?
$10 US.
That's $5 a person if you're not a student. So we're looking for the fruit orchard. And then past the fruit orchard is the Manchineel tree. You'll see why they have to put it way in the back of the property. All right, we're at Lake Bank. I don't know. How do you say that?
Binky.
Banky. Yeah. I can't do it. All right. There's the lake. We're gonna walk out to this dock and hope it's safe. Mm-hmm. Oh, something is rustling in the. I think it was a possum. There's a.
One of the USF Bulls.
There's a bird right there. Looking for some food, probably. February 7th, 2026, after the great freeze of Florida. Last week we had temperatures that hit at night 24 degrees, which is very cold for Florida and tropical plants. So it's nice to see some greenery. It's not all dead out here. So we're going to go check on our friend the Manchineel tree now. So let's head over. We made it to the fruit orchard. This is a jackfruit tree. You've never seen these fruits. They're giant. Very interesting. Let's see. This tree will probably come back, but the leaves are looking very sad. Then over here. Okay. This is a the lychee tree, and this looks pretty good. It's interesting to me what has survived this cold, like versus what didn't make it. Like over here, this probably made it, but it's looking very sad. It's also a young tree, so that is a factor. This is a by Bakuperi. I don't know what that is, but likely a tropical fruit. Those look like grapevines over there. But yeah, looks like everything looks a little sad, but it doesn't look completely destroyed. So good sign for future years to come. There's a mango tree. They may have covered these. I don't know. We don't know what their process was, but this cashew tree looks a little sad, but thick branches, so it should come back hopefully. So yeah, that's the fruit orchard of the botanical garden. Onward we go. Oh wait, here's a little bridge to nowhere. We should take that.
We should.
Whenever you see a bridge to nowhere, you should take it. We did it. Alright, so you can see here, these do not fare so well, actually. This persimmon, it's a lot of just sticks in the ground. They should, hopefully they'll come back, but yeah.
How do we know these aren't just sticks in the ground?
I know. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, over here is a little rough. Ooh, yeah, there. Oh, look, signs of life right there. All right, making our way.
It's gonna be loud.
Yeah, it might get a little bit loud, but like I said, there's a reason why this tree is.
One of those trees that your mama warned you about that stays on the street corner.
Yeah. Oh, is this a bat house? Yeah, I think that's a bat box in the tree. All right, Manchineel tree is here. I see it, but it's looking a little rough. Okay, because of the sunlight, it's hard to read this on camera, so I'll read it. The Manchineel is often considered to be the most toxic plant in Florida. All parts of this tree are toxic. It has a long and storied history here, including a tale that Ponce de Leon was killed by Calusa natives with an arrow dipped in the sap of this tree. Today, Manchineels are listed as an endangered species, largely because they have been eradicated from the areas in coastal South Florida where they once were more common for fear of their toxicity. We've added this specimen for its educational value, but we ask that you look but do not touch. So we have made it to our friend, the Manchineel tree. And like I said, this tree is extremely toxic, extremely poisonous, and now we're going to talk about a little bit about why. So it contains basically a barrage, a series of toxins in the sap. So it's more toxic than poisonous, if that makes sense, because the sap, if it gets on your skin, it's going to cause some burning, well, extensive burning. And you can't even stand under this tree if it's like raining or like basically humid out or something like that, where the tree might drip some of the water off of the leaves onto your skin, or sap might get on you, because you could endure some serious burns basically. So also this tree fruits some apples, little tiny apples, and they're known as little apples of death. And there are different species that eat these apples and are fine. There's, I think, it's like a type of squirrel that lives in Costa Rica. And that brings me to why we don't just like burn all these trees and get rid of them, eradicate them. Why are they like, we don't need them here? Well, the answer is we do. They're part of the great ecosystem, and they help our coastlines in Florida, as well as wetlands of the Everglades. And in Costa Rica, they line the coastlines to help from coastal damage from hurricanes. So you don't want to just take these out. The second issue is that if you burn these, the sap is going to cause a toxic smoke. So you don't want to do that either, and that could be fatal. So in South America and island places like Costa Rica, you'll see these trees fully grown with big, a lot of the time they'll just be like a white ribbon around them, or sometimes yellow ribbon, but sometimes there's just a full-on sign that tells you that they are extremely toxic. So you want to stay away from them. They are important to the ecosystem. There are animals that eat the fruits and live in the tree limbs and things like that. So that's their home. But to us humans, they are they're no good, no touchy. So that's basically the Manchineel tree. It's a very, very dangerous tree in the wild that you can come in contact with, because, like I said, you could experience severe, severe burns, and eating the apples is very toxic. So, end of the day, we have chains here to keep us from touching this tree, getting the sap on us, etc., etc. But it's it's just amazing and a thing of wonder to see something like that in the wild, like in real life, basically. Like that is so powerful, and it's like, oh, something like that could just like take out humans. And I apologize for the noise. It's actually backs up right here to Bruce B. Downs, which is a main road through Tampa. So you're hearing the noise, that's why. So it's just amazing that like there's such a powerful thing in nature that humans could be afraid of. And it's basically like, oh, respect Mother Nature, right? There's also a couple different poisonous plants here, including angel trumpets, which we saw at Metals in Nature the other day, and pigeon pea. I don't know if I'll be able to find the pigeon pea. They might have died back, but no one in Florida is going to have this in their garden. I've never heard of anyone growing this or just having one or trying to get rid of one out of their yard. You do hear that a lot with angel trumpets. Those grow prolifically. So you're not going to see this one as often. The same goes for the pigeon pea. It's illegal. You can't just buy the seeds. You can't order them. You can order brugmansia, angel trumpets, datura, castor bean, oleander, but you're not going to be able to find this guy or the pigeon pea. So that's what makes those so interesting to me, is that they're an anomaly that you're not just going to come across. And on our journey there, I'll show you a couple other things, but they also have, I don't know if it's giant hogweed. No, I think it's water hemlock. Yeah. Similar family, carrot family. Looks like Queen Anne's lace. Looks like carrot, but they all, not they all, but those are are deadly. But carrots and Queen Anne's lace are not. So water hemlock does grow here as well. If we see that, I'll show you. But it might, like I said, a lot of stuff might have died back because of the weather. So we'll see what we see. We're gonna head on. We're gonna take one more look at our friend here, the Manchineel tree. I feel like it's the same size as it was when we saw it before.
It looks about the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it does.
It's obviously kind of died back with these leaves kind of looking sad, but
Sure. Yeah. No, I don't really remember. I'm afraid that with his all the bad things I've heard about this one, I'm afraid to even look at it.
so I feel like it's about the same size. So that indicates to me it might be kind of a slow grower. But yeah, very, very interesting plant here at the USF Botanical Gardens. Okay, we're at the area where the water hemlock typically grows, but I don't see any. It looks like parsley, or like I said, carrot. We have a water hemlock is extremely toxic and can be fatal because it contains a neurotoxin called, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll put it on the screen, toxin, and basically it could just shut down your nervous system and kill you. So we're not going to go in there. All parts of the plant are poisonous, so we don't want to mess with that. But you can see a bunch of birds out there on the lake. But it would typically grow in this like marshy area, like out in there. So when we were here before, they pointed some out, and this was the area where it was. And I don't see any currently, but doesn't mean it's not there hiding, ready to pounce on you, you know? So, yeah. Okay, so my apologies. I keep saying pigeon pea. Those are edible, my bad. The one I'm talking about is the rosary pea. I don't know, my brain just addled from being sick and being like hibernating from the cold and stuff. But you can see there's a sign here, service area, do not enter. We're not going to go past that, but I believe this is the rosary pea. People make jewelry out of the little rosary peas, and I'll put them on the screen. And the little peas, they're they're toxic. So it's not, you're not supposed to grow this in, in a home environment anymore. The little rosary peas are pretty, and they're usually very uniform in weight and shape. So that's why they're used for jewelry. But they contain a toxin called abrin, and that's just, it can be lethal to people and stuff like that. So you're not allowed to to grow that anymore in Florida. It's listed on the Florida noxious weed list, and like I said, you cannot buy rosary pea seeds online as readily as you can buy some of the other things, because this one's just this one's a no-no, and it's no bueno for people. What I was talking about is this guy behind me, very toxic, very poisonous, the rosary pea. So I'll get a close-up shot of that here. So if you can see, we have these little seeds. They're very glossy with a black top and a red bottom. Here's a better shot. And it's on the Florida noxious weeds list. And of course, like, look at the leaves, look just very nondescript, kind of generic looking plant, unless it is in bloom, or with the seed pods rather opening up. And you could see, oh, it slid down the hill. You can see here this seed pod right here. You can see the seed pods have now opened, and what's going to happen is they're going to fall to the ground, and they're going to make more plants. And look at how many seeds there are in this little pod. It's so hard to zoom. There are so many that can drop and create more and more plants. So that's why it's on the Florida noxious weeds list, along with it containing abrin, the toxin that can unalive people. So yeah, if you see these shiny seeds, shiny little berry looking seeds, don't eat them. You can see these have fallen. Their little pod opened, dried out and opened. The seeds are on the ground, and they're going to make more and more and more rosary pea plants. And that just can be very invasive when there's, like I said, this many falling to the ground just over and over. I see there's another one over here. I don't want to get too close, climbing all up in their stuff, but right there you can see. So this is another rosary pea plant right here. So they are reproducing themselves here. So not only are they invasive and noxious, but they are toxic and lethal as well.
They're reproducing out in the public.
Yep.
In front of everybody.
In front of everybody.
No shame.
Mm-hmm. Then if you go this way, it's a nature trail. I don't know how long that goes.
I think it goes when nature ends.
Just whenever it ends. Yep.
I think you reach Nature's Valley.
Yeah.
That's the end of that is Nature's Valley.
There's just a bunch of those crumbled up granola bars.
That's all it is.
Yeah, Nature Valley makes.
It's a whole bunch of the wrappers.
Yeah, those are the worst sounding snacks ever. Yeah. It's a overstimulated nightmare of a snack. But yeah, lots of wildlife today in the form of the avian variety. Yeah. And poisonous plants. So thank you for coming along this journey with us today to USF Botanical Gardens. If you too want to come see the plants, the wildlife, the poisons, come on down, pay your $5 entry fee, and enjoy this beautiful place. It's really nice weather today, and just a really nice treat coming off of this cold snap that we've had. So we're off to get some lunch. And if you have any questions, or if you have seen any of these poisonous plants yourself in the wild, let me know in the comments below. If you like poisons, gardening, weird adventures, random stuff in Florida, weird Florida stuff, hit the button.
What button?
Subscribe button.
Oh.
And until next time, we'll see you in the next video. So this is some bonus footage. We have found the brugmansia trees, angel trumpets. They are not looking too great, but they'll come back because you could see the stems look green, and these are resilient plants, so they'll come back. But right now they're looking pretty worse for the wear. Is that the saying? Is that the phrase? Worse for the wear? Worse for wear?
They taste okay though.
We'll make a full video on this plant, but I do talk about it a little bit more extensively in the Metals in Nature walkthrough about the toxins in it, atropine, scopolamine. People make a drug called burundanga out of it. The roots and the seeds are the most poisonous, so you can see here. Angel's trumpets because the flowers come downward like trumpet bells or trumpets, and it seems like they are being trumpeted down from heaven from the angels. But, or, you know, like, don't they call that drug angel dust? Maybe that's why too. I don't know, because yeah, this plant
maybe it
is
was named
also
after Chris Angel because they kind of look like a Chris. Like not right now.
Like their name would be Chris,
I don't know
or
any Chris that looks like this right now, but when they're in full blown mode, maybe Chris Angel.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, deadly toxic plant, grows very prolifically all over Florida. So, but we're here for the rare ones. But this is just a little bonus footage. Weird to see them in such disrepair. No, just disarray.
Disrespect.
Yeah, disrespect your surroundings.